I feel like I owe you guys a little bit of an apology. That's a KTM 990 RCR behind me, isn't it? Well, your boy might have made a decision. Oh my goodness, dude. That is a KTM 990 RCR in the back of my truck. And those are palm trees. Why would there be palm trees out here in the middle of Ohio? Well, it's probably because I'm not in Ohio anymore. Boys, we were out here in the middle of Florida. I came up here to this little parts store to film a quick little short form where I crashed out on this bike that I bought. I hate to tell you guys, I don't know if you guys caught on in the last video, I placed an order for a KTM 990 RCR and it came way faster than I thought it would. So shout out KTM Polaris of Medina. You guys are dope. You guys got me my bike way too fast. The guy at the dealership was super cute, by the way. Like the guy who owns the dealership, his kids watch my videos and they saw the short form of me recording at their dad's dealership. That's so sick. So I just want to say shout out to your dad, Polaris Medina, the dad who runs that place. You guys, I hope the kids realize your dad's really cool. He loves motorcycles. That's sick. I love people like that. Well, boys, I already got some bad news about the KTM. I pulled off and filmed a little short form video talking about it, but turns out my KTM, this new 990 I just spent $16,000 on, is included in KTM's lockout, which if you don't know what that means, basically the KTM comes with 3 features. I should have access to them, the dealer told me, for about 600 miles. It is the quick shifter, it is the cruise control, and the navigation that is included on the bike. The dealer told me I should have access to those features for about 600 miles, and then once you hit the 600 mile mark, I'm not really sure how the bike tracks this, but it's gonna lock me out of those features. And I won't have access to the features that I paid good money for. Not the dealer's fault. Unfortunately, this is like a corporate KTM thing. I'm low-key a little frustrated by it. I don't like a world where I spend money on motorcycles. I have to spend, it's $1,000, bro. Cruise control is not worth $1,000. The quick shifter is not worth $1,000. Why? But like, it's like standard, this is like standard equipment, bro. Quick shifters are on every motorcycle these days. Why do I have to pay $1,000 to use that? I don't know. We're gonna see how this bike rides. I'm really excited for the bike though. And just like that, boys, we have returned to Florida. The truck has seen much better days, dude. Look at that disgusting salt everywhere. I hate Ohio winters, dude. It's literally destroying my vehicle. Austin's working on an oil change on his S1000 right here. This is where we're gonna be staying for the next couple of days. And here she is, boys, the KTM 990 RCR. Somehow I already picked up a couple of chips in the radio. I don't even know how that happened, bro. Literally 0 miles on the dash. Let me show you guys this. The engine has been run for 1 minute, has 0 kilometers. I don't know why everything's in kilometers. I'm an American. It is 61 degrees out here in sunny Florida, which is good enough for me, cold for everybody else who lives here. But here's the cold start on my 2026 KTM 990 RCR. Dude, I'm so excited to get this first ride. I haven't been this excited for a first ride since I bought my V4, I don't think. You know, I've bought a few different bikes in my time. I've kind of gone through a few in my lifetime. And each time you think the sensation would wear off a little bit, but it hasn't. Really cool little feature I saw on somebody else's video. See how the mirrors kind of fold down into like little winglets? I thought that was kind of cool. KTM's kind of W for doing that. All right, we got to adjust the mirrors, get everything situated right. I like riding with mirrors. I like being able to see what's behind me. She's a little bit heavy in between the legs. I'm not going to lie. With the kickstand up and everything. That screen is just ginormous though, bro. It's like, it is bigger than the V4s. It has to be. I don't know the exact specs of everything, but hit our mode switch right here. We got street mode, track mode, rain mode, sport mode. I'm going to keep it in road mode for now, street mode. And we're off, baby! This is such a quiet little bike. I hate silent exhausts, dude. And for the moment of truth, let's see if the quick shifter works. Nope, no quick shifter. Wow. Okay. What the heck, KTM? There's no quick shifter. It's fine. It's fine. I can shift without, like, I'm perfectly capable of shifting without a quick shifter. It's just, I thought I was supposed to have the, I was told by the dealer, I thought I was supposed to have the quick shifter at least for the first 600 miles. I thought I was supposed to get like a trial period of this. It's not giving me the quick shifter. I'm pressing up. It's not doing anything. Yeah, there's no quick shifter. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Why, KTM? Why do you do this? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not good for a brand new clutch. Like, you're supposed to use the clutch on a brand new bike anyway. It's just like, I paid $16,000. I know I keep saying that number. It's like I paid so much money for this bike. $16,000 is a lot of money. And I'm thinking like you got to think of the people who are buying this bike. These are people that don't want a full liter bike. They want to save, they don't want to spend $20,000 on a new liter bike. And it's in kilometers per hour. It's in kilometers per hour. That is not 80 miles. I looked down, I saw 80. I was like, what? That is kilometers per hour. I need to change that. There's a couple of settings on this bike I need to shift around. There's a little biker friend here. What up, dude? So this bike is within its break-in period, so if you guys clicked on this video expecting me to just wail through this random Florida town, I hate to disappoint you. That is not what we're going to be doing here today. I mean, it rides smooth. It reminds me a lot of the Panigale V2, the new one.
which I did kind of think about before getting into this bike. I felt like this was going to remind me a lot of that bike. There's another bike behind me too. There's a whole squad of bikers out here. That's kind of cool. Florida has a lot of bikers. What a surprise. A lot more than I see out in California though, so W. At least the people out here actually ride their bikes. I don't mean to start any drama with that. It's just every time I go to California, I hardly see any bikers. Out here, I come to Florida and immediately I'm behind a Harley dude. So that's chill. I like that. Dude, I'm so disappointed by not the lack of quick shifter though. Like what? There's gotta be, like maybe it's not in the street mode? Maybe? What if I throw it in sport? It wasn't my intention to go into sport mode this quickly, but maybe it's in sport mode. Maybe it's like locked out of the mode or something. I think it would be really stupid of KTM to do that. Nope, still no quick shifter. It's still not letting me shift gears. That is so stupid! KTM, I'm really trying to hold back and not crash out. It's just like, bro, it is too much money in this class. Because you spend another $1,000 to unlock the quick shifter, bro. Like all of a sudden, that's like Panigale V. That is Ducati money, and this is like, yes, it's starting to feel like it's a good bike. I'm not gonna hate on it, and it's got a little bit more power than the Panigale V2. But in my experience, historically, if you buy a bike from Ducati, they are just the company goes above and beyond to try to make the purchase be as good as possible for you, and KTM just doesn't have that clout yet. KTM is not popular enough of a brand, and if anything, they've had a lot of troubles in the past with their LC8 motors, which this bike has. There's been a lot of reliability issues of bikes exploding on people, and it is a cause of concern before getting into this bike. No one wants to buy a bike that explodes on them, and Ducati, even though Ducati is like a European brand and they haven't had the best track record, they at least do everything in their power to make things right. It's just like, it's so beyond me that they're charging, like, I know why they're doing it. It's because motorcycles tend to be like a lower margin area. It's just, what I'm mad about is the fact that I have a button here for cruise control that it's probably the same thing as the quick shifter. I can't use it. It's giving me, it's like I'm hitting the button, there's a blinking light up here that's telling me that it has cruise control, but it's not letting me use the cruise control. That is the dumbest. I hate it's like teasing me. It's like dangling keys in my face of a car I don't own after I just gave this company $16,000 of my money. I'm not bought and paid for. I'm not a reviewer that gets free motorcycles. Like I buy these bikes because I love them. And right now I feel like I'm being kind of spit in my face by KTM corporate, because I'm hitting this button, a button that's on my motorcycle that I bought and paid for, and it's not letting me use the buttons. That is stupid. I'm gonna try not to rant about this the whole video. It's just such a stupid concept. At least don't include the buttons on there. Like, please. Like, if you're gonna take the features from me, if you're gonna prevent me from using the features, don't give me the option to use the features. Don't rub it in my face that I'm not giving you extra money. Look, I'm pressing, I'll hold the button, nothing. No cruise control, so killer, dude. I'm just more mad about that than anything. Because like every other company these days is making you pay a little bit extra for cruise control. Like, that's not even anything special. It's just like, don't rub it in my face, bro. It has been so long since I've had to manually shift gears on a bike, dude. Like, I'm not trying to complain. Like, that's not that hard of a thing to do. It's just like funny to think about. I haven't done it in a long time. Every single bike I currently own has a quick shifter. Every single bike I have has a quick shifter, because I feel like it's like a standard thing, like an up and down quick shifter. That was like a standard thing on motorcycles like years ago. It's apparently supposed to be like a little bike meet here, so that's why I came to Buc-ee's. So welcome to Buc-ee's. Oh, there they are. There's a huge little bike group. That's sick. What's up, people? Hi. I got a new bike. How you doing, brother?
Good.
Oh,
Hi. Howdy.
Brandon.
Nice to meet you.
I love this fucking color, dude.
Isn't it cool?
It's fucking nice.
So-
I just don't like how high up they sit.
Hey, what?
I don't like how high up they sit.
They sit?
They sit up high.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like a R660. It's like a little bit upright. Hi. Hi, hello.
Oh, nice to meet you, man.
Come on.
My name is Yosu.
All right.
I like the bike, but this thing sticking out the back is kind of weird.
It is a little, it kind of is reminiscent of the R9 like that. I'm going to hop off here real quick. I don't want to be rude. I'm going to take my helmet off. So one of the kind gentlemen here actually looked up the owner's manual for this bike, and we figured out how to turn on the quick shifter. I'm an idiot, and it was turned off in the settings, so we might actually be able to use it. It's in ride modes set. I mean, it's buried in the settings here. I don't know how I was supposed to figure this out. Sport Quick Shifter Plus is now on. So now that it should be working. So I'm explaining to the people. Quick Shifter was off, so I need to turn that on. So hopefully now the Quick Shifter should be working. Like I said, the dealer said I'm supposed to have it for the first 600 miles. That's why I'm at least confused. I at least want to have it for this trip, so if it doesn't work, I don't know. I'll figure it out. What?
Let's let all of them leave and then we'll go.
Gotcha. All right. Hooligans. I mean, it's the cool thing about Florida is no one really cares. It's just like a thing here. It's not like California where they like, oh, there's a dude recording, that's why. Bro's having the time of his life over there. What up, dude? Yeah, what's up? All right, Florida is very interesting. It's like the closest thing I can get to, like the closest city I can find that has like something similar to the Cleveland bike scene. Like, look at those guys. Bunch of good old boys. Also, check this out. I got the touchscreen working. That was also something I had to enable. Don't know if anybody had to know this, but yeah, this bike has a touchscreen menu, back button. Like if it's between touchscreen and having to pay for quick shifter, I'm taking the quick shifter. Jesus Christ, that thing! You guys see that? Shake the exhaust when you rev that thing. My God. Oh, how? Hi. Hello. Oh my God. Okay. I was gonna light the KTM on fire. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's see if the quick shifter works. Alright, moment of truth. Nope, nothing. Quick shifter's still not working, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, we're gonna die here. This is how we die. This dude's trying to race me, and I have like a break-in period, brother. Oh God, why it's gonna race him? This is not legal. What are you people doing? And there they go. Alright, come on. Alright, you guys have fun. I'm trying to be nice to my bike, okay? I'm trying to be treated nicely. Despite being in Florida, it's still a nice crisp 51 degrees out. Kind of forgot how cold 51 degrees, and especially with the humidity. There's not a lot of engine surface area that's like exposed behind the fairing. I'm like trying to warm my hand up, but yeah, it's not going too well. Where are we at now? How many miles do we have? We are at 50 miles on the odometer, and I'm already getting a million questions in my DMs and from my friends and stuff like, what do I think of the bike? How do I like it so far? I don't know. I have not ridden it nowhere near enough. I'm not making the same mistake as the R9, where I literally rode it home. I'm like, this bike's awesome. It's like, no, you kind of need to develop an opinion over like a few thousand miles. It took me, what, 6,000 miles on the R9 to finally like, come to a verdict on that bike. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen on a weekend, especially when I'm like kind of really taking it easy on this bike. I did notice there's a little bit of fluid leaking out of that. I assume that's just like grease from the production line or something like that, probably leaking out of the whatever that like tube is right there. It's leaking out of there. I don't think that's cause for concern. Not really a big deal. Something else I just noticed I didn't go over in my full review, my like walk around video, is this bike has steel braided lines. Really dope to see on a middleweight motorcycle coming with steel braided lines. That's W. That's all like very good marks in my opinion. Very comfortable bike to sit on. The screen is like one of the best screens I've ever had on a motorcycle ever. It's so easy to read, so easy to get the information, like look down at a glance, get what you need, and then look back up, which is how it's supposed to be. And there's also, like, as I've been sitting around at red lights, like digging into these settings, there is so much. There's so many settings. It's ridiculous. It has like phone connectivity and all this other crap. Like I need to actually sit down and like really review it before I dive into it in a video. Overall though, I am so far for the most part really enjoying this bike. However, the quick shifter is still not working. I have gone into the menu. I can re-verify this while I'm sitting still here. I'm riding around in sport mode. You can mess with the traction control, set it to it's in sport mode, right? It's either off or there's sport. It says quick shifter is on. It's either on or off. And it was off before I turned it on. It's still not working as far as I can tell. Not entirely sure as to why the quick shifter is not working, but the quick shifter is not working. But considering the cruise control also won't work, and I tried digging into the settings, couldn't find anything as to why the cruise control is just blinking on my screen and not working. I don't know either. So maybe I don't have the quick shifter because the cruise control is not working either. Maybe I don't have the free trial that I thought I had. Maybe it just doesn't work until you buy and give them $1,000. I am still of the opinion that it is incredibly stupid, but I was also warned before coming to Florida that might be the case. So it is what it is. I can ride without these stupid features. It's not a big deal, but if I want to own this bike long term, that is like really frustrating. I don't have that stuff. Overall though, I'm really glad. First of all, I got this bike in orange. But I am actually pretty happy I got this bike. It is a very unique bike that I think is hitting the scene, and I'm glad to be owning one. Anyway, I'm probably just gonna ride back now because it's really cold out, and I'm not really trying to ride when it's freezing cold. And I guess I'll pick this back up in the morning. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye bye. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's another glorious day with the KTM 990 RCR. I have a very long and tedious day with this bike ahead of me. We are still only sitting at 69 miles. Okay, all right. I literally have to get 10 times the miles on this thing before we can get the brake and oil change done and actually be able to rip this bike. Before I give my overall thoughts on the first impressions, I just want to say I am not a motorcycle reviewer. If you're watching my videos to like get a full grasp of what a motorcycle can do, I am sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a track rider. I'm not a professional rider. I am just a regular dude who really likes motorcycles, who rides them, and I like certain ones and I don't like certain ones.
Nice bike.
Thank you. What's up?
I said nice and clean. You keep
Oh yeah.
clean.
Thank you. Appreciate you. I just realized bro is walking into better, like a hearing place as well, bro. So relatable. I feel like I probably should have mentioned that earlier in the video, like, hey, I'm not like a professional motorcycle reviewer, but whatever. With all that being said, I am gonna try to get this bike broken in as fast as possible. Maybe try to figure out some of the tech issues with this bike, because that stuff's really annoying. I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to make videos complaining that I can't use a quick shifter when I paid good money for this thing. It's just really annoying. Further research required. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.